morning. Happy Friday. It is June 12th, and it is 4:35 a.m. Mountain Time, my time. Got a few things, something exciting. I got another book, like a barter system. If anybody is interested in the barter system, in my description, it kind of tells you about it. I also have a video on my channel which says readings and pendulum. And in that video, it explains how the barter system works. And I've got another book. So here's the thing is there's a reading community, right? All of us readers and stuff like that. Some of us get along, some of us don't. But I have a reading community, that we support and love and things like that. You guys also have a community of subscribers. You guys have a beautiful, wonderful community. And these books and things like that are coming out of that subscriber community. This one here is another book that I received as barter material. And I found it on Amazon.com. So you can go do that. And you can get it on Kindle or you can get it paperback. But this one here is wonderful. I've already looked through a few of them. She autographed it for me. Very special. Very, very special. And they're like little poems that you can read for enlightening your heart and things like that. So I highly, highly recommend going and getting that off of there. And support your community of subscribers, because there's some extremely talented people that subscribe to my channel. I'm very grateful for that. So there you go. Definitely go get that. And let's see, another thing is, I have it saved here. I had somebody ask me, so I'm going to read on the Fauci and also Trump, of course, at the end. So always wait until the end of the video to get daily readings of Trump. Yummy coffee. Okay, so I actually had Barb P. She's in my comment section. Ask me. So today Dave Johnson had a video where his guides showed him ships nearly missing a submarine. Could you read on this, right? So I've learned in the past, I've made a mistake in the past where I read on another reader's reading, and it was offensive to that person or to some of the readers. So I never want to make that mistake again. I completely apologize for that. So from here on out, if you guys would like for me to read on somebody else's readings, the way forward that I'm going to do is I'm always going to email them and ask them first. I will always have permission to read on somebody else's readings. So I did do that. I emailed David. And I asked him, and this was the email. I emailed him. I said, "Hi David, I am a tarot reader from the YouTube. Someone has asked me to read on your ships that you're seeing. I'm asking it if it would offend you. I do not want to do something that would upset you in any way. Thank you, Sheila." So he emails me back. He says, "No, not at all. I do appreciate asking. So feel free to send me the video once I'm done." So I just want you to know that I am going to read on David's ships, but I have his permission. So that's important. I never want to disrespect my community or anybody in it again. That was, a mistake that I made. Call it newcomer YouTuber. But in my community off YouTube, we did it all the time. So that was just my mistaken thinking. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. So we're going to do Fauci. Somebody in the comments asked me to look on Fauci because we haven't seen him or heard of him or anything like that. So I'm going to see if he's okay. I did do a reading on Fauci a couple of weeks ago. If you wanted to look back into my videos, and it was really interesting. Really interesting. So we're going to do Fauci, and then we're going to do David Johnson's ships. I'm going to see what's going on with he keeps on visualizing a ship. He said this is like, several times I've seen this ship. And so I'm going to see what's going on with that. Get a little bit of clarification. Anyways, onward. Enough enough PSAs, public service announcements, as I call them. Enough of that. Let's get into it. I sent a picture on my community page of my crystal ball. Every time I'm looking into my crystal ball, I can see my butterfly on my stuff back there, and it just gives me hope. Everything's going to be just fine. You know what I mean? The United States is going through a butterfly opening. we were still so very immature, and now we're going to come through and become a beautiful butterfly. I really do believe that. Some serious growing pains, but who doesn't? Everybody has growing pains, even me. Even at the older age that I am, I still make mistakes. So, all right, here we go. This is Fauci. Let's see what we can do about Fauci. Also, these cards, I get them off of Etsy. And they are called Tarot with Keywords. And you can read right side up keywords because you can see them and read them, or you can read them upside down. And the keywords are readable when the card is upside down. So now I have opened up my reading capabilities, so I don't have to remember a novel for each card. I now have some physical help on that realm, and I get to intuitively see which one fits the whole reading. So, yay me! I hear that they're from Australia. I hear that they're a little expensive in the shipping. I didn't have that problem because I had a big order through them, so I didn't experience the shipping costs. They took that away, but then again, it's an addictive site. Let me tell you guys, you get on there, you'll want everything, just like I did. So, anyways, here we go. Fauci. Let's see what's going on with Mr. Fauci. Ooh, Temperance, which is upside down. Imbalance, discord, lack of long-term vision, frustration. Frustration sounds more like what Fauci is. See the word frustration? Frustration makes more sense. So he's definitely frustrated. He's probably crawling in his skin because of everybody getting out and exposing themselves to COVID-19. He probably sees the torment of that. We also have the Queen of Wands, which is good advice. He was definitely the one that had the advice on what's going on. He definitely had all the information. He provided fast and quick information about the COVID-19. He gave everything he had to get the information out to the American people. And let's see. Yep. And the 45 betrayed him. 45 betrayed him. Here's the Tower. So he came in with all that information, and 45 betrayed him. The fear of change, what happened. So let's see what's going on up here. Delay, holding off. He doesn't answer their calls, is what I just heard. He doesn't answer their calls anymore. Whatever they want to know, he's done. He's picked up his tool bag, and he has left the scene. He holds off. He doesn't answer their calls anymore. He says you guys suffer the consequences, and he has left. Moving on. He is moving on from the scene. He is moving on. He's over it. Yep. Conflict avoidance. He's avoiding the conflict. He's avoiding the public eye. He is avoiding the rapid fire that he gets from 45 in that administration and anybody else that is against him. They want to tear him down, so he's avoiding conflict avoidance. Good for you, Fauci. Stand up for yourself. You could have done that a lot more. But Star, disappoint and despair. He really does. He does have a heart for the people and the information to get out there and to help. But he's in disappointment. He was asked to do this job. He gave his best Valent, and then just because his findings and his truth didn't match what they wanted, they tore him up. And so the Four of Wands comes right after that. So this is him. This is outside influences, strong foundation, and community. He left to save his reputation. I mean, who wouldn't, right? He's built a reputation of being that person that speaks the truth. There's and that was a Four of Wands, and this is the Empress. The Empress is creative block turning sour. Ooh, he's a little angry at them. He's turning sour. He turned sour. Real sour against them. He's not going to help them anymore. He is not going to help them anymore. He has boundaries up now. He's done. He's absolutely done with that administration in 45. He won't take their calls. Heartbreak. It just literally, Three of Swords. It literally broke his heart. It broke his heart to have gone through that discord ahead. And he's heartbroken anyway because of nobody listening and how, COVID-19 is going to rear its ugly head. And he knows it. He's a man of science, and he looked at all the data. Yep. Abuse of power. He felt the abuse of power from 45. 45 tried to bully him into saying things that he didn't want to say. He tried diplomatically trying to get through that, but fury of the young man, he experienced the Knight of Wands, where 45 was lustful and charming and creative and trying to get him to say what he wanted him to say. And then the Eight of Cups, which is abandoning your dreams, abandoning the whole situation. Yeah, he moved on. That's the reason why you haven't seen him or anything like that. The Knight of Cups, poor leadership. Poor leadership. He now knows the truth, and he's pretty disgusted about it. Yeah, that's what's up with Fauci. He's just saving his soul and staying away from them. Alrighty. I feel for Fauci a lot. A lot. Okay, so now let's do David's ships that he keeps on saying. If you guys don't know who David Johnson is, here's his. Let me see if I can get his video up. See if I can get my YouTube is just going seriously wonky. It is going wonky. Let me see if I can find David. Without going through all of my stuff. There he is. Okay. So here is David Johnson's that's his channel. He's called Moonrod.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Moonrod, where we are channeling the man in the moon. So a couple of things. Number one,
so if you guys haven't subscribed to him, go do that. He's excellent. He's like a psychic Violetta, and he's fantastic. So in his things, he's been talking about seeing these ships. So I am going to read on the ships. What do these ships mean? What do these ships mean? What does David Johnson's ships mean? What is he seeing? What's going on with the ships? All right, let's see what we get going. What's going on with the ships? Like, first thing I got was the Empress, creative block, turning sour, greedy. Greedy. Bounty withers through neglect. That's interesting. What hinders them? Which it came in upside down because it always goes this way. Defense, obstacles, weak and careless. Uh-oh. Are these outside ships? Temperance. Rhythm and harmony. Blending. Self-control. Who is this, Spirit? Is somebody coming for us? They see us as weak. They see us as weak. Somebody's coming for us. Okay. And then I get the Eight of Cups. Hanging out too long. Abandoning your dreams. That's what's above with the ships. This is what they're... We've kept 45 too long. We've kept 45 too long. Somebody's coming for us, and because we kept 45 too long. We had the Seven of Pentacles. Sudden gain. Taking stock. Profit. It's like the first vision I got when I laid this down was pirate ships. Whether that pirate ships in my vision is somebody who you can't trust. Somebody who is wanting to steal everything you have. A pirate ship. That's the first thing that I got. Problems. This is upside down inverted Nine of Swords. We're going to have problems. Issues, problems, torment. They want to torment us. Uh-oh. Let's see if we have anything. Don't give up. Seven of Swords, don't give up. Avoid argument. Good grief. Are these all upside down? The Knight of Pentacles, which is lazy, which that would explain the reason why they think that they could come and get us is because we have become lazy and set in their ways so they know how to get us. The High Priestess. The High Priestess is science and wisdom, subconscious and feeling. Okay. Is this an actual ship or is this an idea, Spirit? Is this an actual ship or is this just an idea of what the world who wants to take over the United States has for us? I don't know yet. And then I'll have the Emperor, authority, structure, strong foundation, stable leader. That would be who it is. And it doesn't sound like Russia. And it doesn't sound like Korea or, sounds more like Turkish or Iran or something along that lines. They don't have enough people or whatever to come. Interesting. All right, let's do some clarifiers. Is this just an idea or is this an actual somebody coming to try? Expanding their potential. And carrying difficulties with problem solving. Travel plans delayed. That's good news. Travel plans delayed. I think this might be just an idea. Yeah, I think this is an idea. Self-imposed. We have become weak in the eyes of the enemies due to Trump. It's just my dog. You can hear my doggie. She's just twirling around and scratching and snoring. And she's a senior citizen. She's just trying to get comfortable. Self-honesty, bringing change, beware. It says beware, beware. At the bottom of there, it says beware of paralysis. I think it's just it's a warning to the people. If you don't vote him out, if we don't do things to save the United States, and if 45 he stays here any longer, we are in huge, major weakness of a takeover from another country. I don't think they're coming now, and I think maybe there'd be an attempt maybe there's somebody lingering in our waters right now that are just watching us and hoping and maybe putting together a cohesive plan, but I don't see it being an actual attack right now. Maybe David will be able to get a little bit more clarification, but I do believe that he's seeing the idea, and I do think that this is a threat of a belief that they can come and now take over the United States because we are at a weak state of mind. Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think we're seeing the idea. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, laziness, lack of focus, laziness. That's how they see us now. Laziness, lack of focus, lack of opportunity, and ambition. So yeah, that's how our enemies are seeing us right now. I think it's more of an idea, not an actual attack at this point in time. All right. That's kind of unnerving, but you know what? It just keeps us on point to get him out of we keep on talking, we keep on telling, we make sure everybody votes. Anybody that's in your family, you make sure everybody's registered, you help them out. All 18-year-olds and above, encourage them to vote and explain to them why. I mean, this is the point in time where we are going to have conversations about voting and how important it is to vote. This is our crucial and emergency. Do not take it lightly. Voting time, right? And we get to have that conversation. And to be honest, to get anybody just to vote, tell them I don't care who you're voting for, just vote, right? The importance of it. This is an educational year, and this is the education of our country. If there's anything that we have done, we have gotten a complete and huge education about our politics, about our presidency, and how things work. Seriously. With Barack Obama, I literally lived my life, and I would dip into see how Barack Obama was doing. I listened to one of his speeches. Oh, he's doing wonderful. He's a wonderful president. I dip back out and I go live my life. I never had any concern or worries at all about the state of the United States. I just knew it was in good hands. Just knew it. So there you have it. Even I was politically educated by a fire hose with 45 getting into office. I never thought that I would ever be so into it. All right, so let's do 45 daily temperature of 45. See what's going on with him. Yesterday we were talking about him trying to accept what's going on. He has a rally. He has got a rally coming up in Oklahoma. If you want to read about the date and the reason why he's going to Oklahoma, it has tons to do with racism. It's absolutely sickening that he's doing this. All right. Here we go. Let's see what 45. Ooh, 2 came out. So we have the Chariot. Ooh, that's good news. Changing direction. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Hasty. Changing direction and hasty. He's doing it quickly. He's changing direction and he's doing it very quickly. And then we have the Good night, King of Wands and King of Cups, which he thinks is going to bring him strength and balance. Knowledge of a professional man. It's interesting. Oh yeah, Six of Swords. So the Chariot, he's going to make it, he's going to change direction, but it's going to backfire. It's going to give him this, the depression. It came in inverted. So hopelessness, the torment. So his hasty decision is going to bring him torment. A Star, which has come in inverted. God. Inverted, which is despair, arrogance, pride, loss of privation. See that? Came in inverted. So he thinks he's changing his direction, and he's made a decision, a hasty decision. And it's because of his arrogance and his pride. There's a reason why he did that. He thinks it's going to bring him strength. Let's see what it actually brings him. Death. Oh my God. His hastily decision, who thinks he's going to bring him strength, is going to just die in production. Wow. The old makes way of new. Wow. Ending, change, transition. You ever heard of somebody, everything they do goes to dust? That's what's happening with him. Four of Cups. Disconnect, boredom, apathy. That's the reason why he's doing it. Self-absorbed. This is where I think his rally is coming up. I don't like to talk about death being actual death, but could be. Could it be? Because he's going to bring all of his people together? The Emperor. So loss, provision. So, which this one is authority, strong foundation, stable leader. So I'm wondering why that is coming up. So Four of Cups, boredom. Oh, he thinks he thinks in his decision it's going to give him some self-control or discipline. And the burden. It's going to be very burdensome. So his rally is, I feel like that we're talking about his rally that's coming up. So he thinks it's going to work. He's in despair. He's in boredom. And then he's hoping that it's going to make him look good. And then it's going to bring death, the end of his everything. And then the Ten of Wands, which is a burden. It's going to be extremely burdensome. His decision and his actions are going to be very, very burdensome on us and on him. So let's do one more card. Oh yeah, the Hermit. He's going to retreat. He's going to retreat. He's definitely going to retreat. Queen of Pentacles. He's going to have a financial responsibility after it's all said and done. And the Page of Wands, which is a risk taker. Oh yeah, his rally is not going to go well, people. His rally is just not going to go well. He's doing it out of apathy and boredom and self-absorbed. He still thinks it's going to work. It's not going to work, and it's going to bring some really burdens and death of something. If not his presidency again. But, I mean, seriously, the outcome is not good whatsoever when it comes to his stuff. So, all right, everybody. Have a wonderful have a wonderful Friday. I will see you, if I don't do like a random video on Saturday, but I will see you Sunday morning on Scott Allen's channel. It is Sheila and Scott, Coffee with Sheila and Scott. We go on at 9:30 Central Time, 8:30 Mountain Time. And I usually put a little reminder up in my community page to remind everybody about the live on Sunday morning. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. And have a wonderful Friday. Bye.